Hi guys, this is Hamilcar bringing you the third set between CJ Entus and STX Seoul, and this is going to be a game between Skyhigh and Cal on the map Destination. Just as a disclaimer, I should tell you that I have already seen and already commentated this match, and then realized in the process that Audacity hadn't been running, and had to go back and commentate it again. But fortunately it's a relatively short game, so that's not too much trouble. And I'll do my best not to give anything away and to say the same things I said the first time around and keep it interesting, even though I do know what happens. I do know the outcome. At any rate, set's tied up 1-1. Each of these players has a chance to give their team a pretty significant edge if they pick up the win. And both of these players are pretty good, certainly capable of taking the win here. Skyhigh is an up-and-coming Terran, relatively new for CJ Entus, standing at about 59% stats overall, and I think 53% in this particular matchup, TVP. It's his worst matchup, but still above even, 15 and 13. So certainly knows what he's doing. Cal, on the other hand, has been around a long time. He's got almost 200 pro games under his belt, 56% record overall, and 59%, I think, in PVT. At any rate, Cal is sending out a very early probe, and Destination, we've seen some great games on this map. I really like this map in a lot of ways. One of the things we've seen on this map in particular is a ton of cheese. And it looks like that's what we might be seeing in this game. We'll see what that probe does, but probe before even pylon usually indicates that there's something cheesy coming up. So we'll see. This map is, I think, in particular produces fun TVP, partly through cheese, partly through just big macro games. And initially everyone sort of thought it was going to be a Terran. Oh, STV coming out. STV is going to spot this pylon going down. So it is cheese, but it's going to be immediately spotted out by Skyhigh. And you can see Cal looking a little bit chagrined there. But anyhow, I was going to say, everyone initially thought this map was going to favor Terran because of all these bridges that the Protoss player has to cross. But it turns out there are so many bridges that there are a lot of opportunities for flanking, and the map turns out to be actually a little bit Protoss favored. Oh, gas steal there for Cal. So this is the classic follow-up to the proxy gate in PvT. You get your zealots out, go in for harassment with the zealots, and at the same time take their gas and delay the factory so that it takes them a long time to get vultures out, because vultures really are the ultimate answer to this early game zealot pressure. But even so, even with the gas steal being successful, I'm not sure how well this is going to go for Cal. 2 barracks going down. The first barracks is in the standard position to counter early game harassment, where the Marines can run back and forth between the barracks and the command center, and the zealots can't follow. Another supply depot going down there by the second barracks to allow the Marines to pull the same trick there. So very good defensive base architecture by Skyhigh, and that's just one of the advantages you get from scouting cheese. You know that it's coming, and even if you're doing some of the same things that you would do otherwise, like putting down barracks and supply depot, you're able to do them, in just slightly different ways that give you an advantage against the cheese rush. Shield battery going down for Cal. I'm not sure how helpful that'll be, because it's gonna require his zealots to go back a long ways to recharge their shields. Still just pumping zealots out of one gate. Second zealot coming in. Marines hammering away at that simulator. The zealots are splitting up, so one of them's going to try to distract the attention of the Marines while the other one goes in to get some SCV kills, I think, but not being very effective. Meanwhile, Cal's putting down his own gas. I think he might put down a cybernetics core, so he may be realizing that this zealot harassment isn't going to win the game for him, and trying to transition into some higher tech. Wow, bunch of SCVs pushing off the line, and there are about 6 Marines already. So this harassment is not going to be very effective for Cal. And Simulator is going to be down shortly, so Skyhigh is going to be able to put down his refinery and start getting some gas. Cybernetics core is now going down, so we'll see Dragoons shortly for Cal, but only that one gateway in the field still, so he's not going to be able to pump out too much of a Dragoon force. Oh, now Skyhigh's pushing out with a big force of Marines. 4 Zealots there, falling back to that sort of proxy outpost, and the shield battery. Now the Marines are coming in, they're crossing the bridge, and they're going to micro against these Zealots. The Zealots are not going to be able to assault the bridge, and force their way past those SCVs to the Marines. So unless Skyhigh screws up his micro here, he should be able to micro his way to victory against these Zealots. One Zealot goes down. I think that was about the first casualty there's been this whole rush. Both players have been playing very cautiously in terms of their micro so far. But now the Zealots are retreating. 2 Zealots down, I think. Pylon goes down, so nothing more is going to be coming out of that gateway. And wow, Skyhigh's going to push in and try to win this with Marines out of 2 barracks. And we rarely see Terrans go for these bio builds in TVP, but when we do, it's most usually in response to cheese like this, and it's always interesting to see. I'm not sure whether Skyhigh will be able to pull it off. I mean, I obviously am sure, but again, you know, duplicating my original commentary. We'll see. He's got a bunch of Marines there at the bottom of the ramp, and 4 Zealots and a Dragoon defending. We'll see if those Marines are able to get up the ramp. Then I think Cal's going to be in a lot of trouble, but he's microing those Zealots well. Zealots going back and forth, and oh, the Zealots go down. All 4 Zealots down. 1 Dragoon there defending against more than a control group of Marines. And wow, Cal's going to be in a lot of trouble here, pulling probes off the line. And Marines just going to camp in front of those gateways, I think, and kill anything that comes out. Second Dragoon is out in the field, but more Marines are coming in too for Skyhigh, and he's got a factory up. So even if Cal is able to mop up these Marines, I think he's going to be in a ton of trouble. He's losing a lot of probes. Probes really do not do anything against Marines, especially in those numbers. They just get eaten. Marines going down slowly, but 3 Dragoons out now, so Cal might be able to micro his way to victory. 1 Dragoon goes down, so only 2 Dragoons. Still might be able to handle this Marine force, but he's got almost no probes left now. 2 probes total, 1 probe. One very badly damaged probe running away now. The Dragoons are just microing back, take out the last Marines. It's well past over, though. There's 2 factories, both with machine shops, both researching tech, and Skyhigh's economy just wasn't affected at all. He didn't lose any SCVs to that initial harassment. He's got full production, and he's going to start on a 2-factory push that's just going to overwhelm Cal, and I think Cal has to know it's over. He's pushing out with those 2 Dragoons just to see what's there, I guess, and if it turned out the Skyhigh somehow was screwed up royally and didn't have this mech force out, then he might be able to stay in the game, but he's being pushed back now and loses both his Dragoons, 3rd Dragoon out, about to go down, and he GG's. So Skyhigh takes the game. For the second time this set, we've seen some fairly unconvincing attempts at cheese from STX Seoul, which were scouted and then stuffed by CJ Entus, and so CJ's taken a 2-1 lead, and we'll see if they're able to cap the set in set 4. I'll see you there. This has been Hamilcar. Bye-bye.